What's up, guys? Chris with Croft CNC and CNC for Newbies here. Um, had a unique happening. Um, the guys over at Sky One CNC came out with some new bits and sent them over to me. Um, and I was just kind of surprised to get that package in the mail. But um, we've got 4 bits from them that I want to talk about. And then I'm actually going to run a comparison with a similar bit from uh, this one's from it's a cheap no name from Amazon, and then this one is an Amana bit. So what we have here is the Sky One W9LC. It's the long cut compression bit in 1/4 inch. It is a 4 flute. Um, I think that's the compression. 4 flute upcut long reach. So this is the one that I wanted for my 3D roughing carves because I have a wedding arbor that I'm doing that's got deep 3D recesses in it. And I'm going to compare that with a similar no-name 4 flute that I run. And then I have an Amana 1/4 inch 4 flute that I run. Now, there are a couple caveats to running these bits. And the caveat is I have a closed loop system, which means I have encoders on my steppers, so I have complete feedback on if I'm losing steps. On top of that, I have much higher grade stepper motors on mine, and I have higher grade drivers on mine. So that combined with the rack and pinion and the linear bearings, I'm able to reach the speeds that I need to reach for feed rate to be able to use 4 flute. Okay, you can achieve very similar results, but you'll have to play around with your speeds and your feeds. I'll be running these roughly at about 16 to 18,000 RPM. I'm going to be doing 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch depth of cut per pass. I could probably run 1/2 inch, but I'm going to be testing these, all 3 of them. I'm really interested in how this Sky One is going to compare with the no name and with the Amana. So the Sky One 1/4 inch long reach. This is not a compression bit, neither are these. But that brings me to these. Sky One released some compression bits that up to this point I've only been able to get compression bits from Amana that I enjoy. So to these two, I have an 1/8 inch compression, and then I have a 1/4 inch compression. The 1/4 inch is a 1 inch depth of cut, and the 1/8 inch is a 7/8 inch depth of cut. Pretty much comparable to Amana's setups. So if these work, we're going to be able to actually get an equivalent cutter at half the price. So pretty excited about these ones. These are going to be great for doing profile cuts straight through and getting a good top and bottom cut. These are not made for regular cutting. These are full depth of cut pieces. The way that I like to do full depth of cut is in my case, I'll actually use like a long reach, 2, 3, or 4 flute, 1/4 inch, and I'll offset the tool path like 30 to 40 thousandths, um, depending on what I'm doing and what type of wood it is and stuff. And then I'll actually come back with a compression bit at full depth of cut and allow it to have that shootout for the debris, so all the chips can actually shoot out to the side, get blown away by air and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see. I really hope that these compression bits perform the way that the Amanas do, because like I said, at half the cost, we're going to be able to buy double the bits. So I'm pretty excited about that. And this one is the one that I've been waiting for, and I love. I have used this one already. I did it in maple hardwood, um, because I had a tabletop I had to do. Um, and I can tell you it's everything that I wanted. It is a 1/2 inch chip breaker, 3 flute, rougher. Uh, you're going to laugh at this, but I am running this bit at 760 inches a minute at full depth of cut. Okay. Now, understand, I have rack and pinion, I have closed loop steppers, and I have all the power to go with it. But this bit right here has sped up my 3D carves like you wouldn't believe. Um, this thing right here, if you do not have a chip breaker, I up to this point I've only ever used these in milling machines on uh, like A36 steel, hot rolled steel, and aluminum. So to get one of these and have it work with wood was awesome. And to see the chips that it was making and how fast it was flying, it was amazing. We did a a full depth of cut at 760 inches a minute, um, and it was I think I had RPMs at 16,000. I think, um, but this thing, one pass, it got everything down to the layer for the 1/4 inch ball nose to go through and do its thing. And then I went through and I carved with my 0.5 millimeter radius tapered ball nose. So something that should have taken like 72 hours for the carve took me, I think it was 47 hours. Now, let me mind you, this is a table. So it was a pretty big carve, pretty deep carve, and it was all 3D. I did not optimize the tool paths or anything like that. So all of all of this information kind of goes hand in hand with the bits that are selected, because I know what my machine can do. I know how fast it can go. Um, I know I know kind of what what to look for whenever I'm cutting. Um, and then on top of it, uh, the material, the hold downs, the machine, the tool, all of that comes together to create a great recipe. Whenever I'm doing my classes and I'm teaching guys, I always tell them, your recipe is your recipe. You're not going to be able to replicate my recipe, just like your mom couldn't replicate your Graham's Christmas cookie recipe. You know, your mom would follow the recipe to a T, but there wasn't Graham's love in there, you know. There wasn't, maybe your mom added a little more salt, a little nutmeg, whatever, and she had her own Christmas cookie recipe. Same thing with these bits. Everybody will kind of have a starting point, and then they'll have to make their own recipes. Um, and that's based on what machine are you running. That's based on what are you running, a spindle? Are you running a router? Um, you know, what is the geometry of the bit itself? I mean, you know, these chip breakers are made to run at like 600 to 900 inches a minute, full depth of cut. And what helps it is the serrations. Now, if your machine can't get up to that speed, you might be wasting your money on this. But my machine can, so it works out for me. Um, you know, and the fact that it did it in maple, it was a maple butcher block tabletop, 760 inches a minute. That's pretty freaking amazing. Um, uh, Other than that, that's kind of where we're at. I just wanted to go live. It's my first real live since Hurricane Ian came through. Nothing major uh, happened to us. We had power outages, loss of internet. There was localized flooding. Um, you know, we found where there were holes and stuff in the sheds. Um, but other than that, we got lucky. Those guys in Fort Myers, uh, you know, Tampa areas, San Isabel Island, stuff like that. Those guys got destroyed. Um, my part stash is quickly dying down. I've had guys reach out uh, and took me up on my offer to send out parts. Um, I wish you guys the best of luck. The ones that reached out, I can't imagine. I was freaking out, thinking my plasma table was gonna fly away because it's not in like a secured cement shed type deal, um, and stuff like that. So um, I really feel for those guys. Um, you know, and some of them, these CNC machines are their livelihood. So to all you guys out there, if you're on here, you know, I'm sending much love and respect. I hope you get back on your feet, and I'm gonna try and do whatever I can to help you guys out and go from there. Um, and then on top of that, I just want to wish you guys out there a happy Monday. Get some stuff carving, and let's get this done. All right. Show me your projects down below, and let's keep cutting. Peace.